Good morning. It's Saturday, May 18th. I'm Melissa Nunez in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox Local app. Well, 3 firefighters were injured after a fire ripped through a home in the Classen Point section of the Bronx. Thick black smoke could be seen billowing out from the home along White Plains Road. A mayday call was issued after a firefighter collapsed following smoke inhalation. EMS workers administered a life-saving drug. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And it was a tough loss for the Knicks against the Indiana Pacers. The Knicks lost in Game 6 with one of their players leaving the fourth quarter early due to abdominal soreness. The final score was 116-103. Game 7 is win or go home, which will take place tomorrow at the Garden. And checking the forecast for the weekend, today's temperatures in the mid-60s with a chance of a shower. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 71. Well, there's a new push to help families who have children with severe medical problems get some much-needed assistance. Fox 5's Jody Goldberg brings us a story of one family calling for the passage of the Complex Care Aid Bill.
Stephanie Zulik had everything going for her. She married the love of her life and got pregnant soon after.
The pregnancy went along normal.
Normal until doctors realized her now 8-year-old son Anthony was missing major milestones.
He could not hold his head up.
At just 2 months old, he was having seizures. And by 8 months, doctors diagnosed him with a rare genetic disorder known as 1p36 deletion syndrome.
A part of his first chromosome is missing, which is critical DNA for your neurological functioning. Is that cozy?
Anthony requires round-the-clock care, and this binder,
his goals for safety in the home,
is more like his Bible.
Anytime he has a seizure, it has to be recorded.
Every day, Anthony needs respiratory treatments.
When he's not sick, he gets it 2 or 3 times a day. When he is sick, we almost double that.
And someone has to feed him, give him water, and all of his medicine.
Here's more med sheets. Taking care of Anthony is basically like taking care of a 6 to 8 month infant. Good boy. A little bit more.
Stephanie says finding at-home nurses to help is very challenging.
They can make 3 times more in a hospital.
And when they don't show up, it's nearly impossible for the mom who works on commission as a real estate agent to make money.
I cannot call a babysitter.
Parents in the medically fragile community are calling for the passage of a bill that would allow the state to authorize nursing agencies to train them to care for their child and get paid to do so. They say the shortage involving at-home nurses only makes it harder to hire help.
It really will help so much and ease some of the burden.
Well, a spokesperson says the governor will review the legislation if it passes in both houses of the legislature. Stephanie says there has to be another solution.
It's do or die for many families.
And until there's change, Stephanie vows to continue advocating for medically fragile children like Anthony who can't speak for themselves.
My buddy.
In West Hempstead, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
The State Department has issued a worldwide LGBTQI+ travel alert. It says Americans traveling abroad for Pride Month should take more caution because of the higher risk of foreign terrorist-inspired violence against the community. It advises Americans to stay alert at Pride celebrations and popular LGBTQI+ venues. This follows a similar warning from the FBI and Department of Homeland Security regarding Pride events in the U.S. Well, oral arguments were heard in federal court yesterday on several lawsuits against congestion pricing. Multiple groups presented their case on why they say the MTA needs to do a more comprehensive study on the negative effects of the plan. They say the agency needs to complete an environmental impact statement and that congestion pricing will further pollute the air in multiple neighborhoods near the FDR. Meantime, the MTA says it has conducted its own 4-year, 4,000-page environmental assessment.
Federal government gave us an A+. That's why we're confident going into this.
Quite frankly, I think they're afraid that if the EIS do go forward, this plan might not look as appealing as it does now.
There was also a lawsuit filed by elected leaders in New Jersey. Judges in both hearings will make a decision before congestion pricing is supposed to be implemented on June 30th. And now to concerns regarding 3K admissions across the city. Many families who thought their children were guaranteed a seat have now been left waiting or told they'll have to travel far to get their kids to the classroom. Fox 5's Antoine Lewis has more on their options and how the mayor is reacting.
We thought, that there would be a spot for our daughter, especially as she was already in the school system.
Manna Goldstein is one of scores of New York City parents now on a wait list for the city's free 3K program, despite assurances from City Hall that each child will have a seat. Child care advocates say that supply is not meeting demand, as some 2,400 families are trying to find child care options out of the 43,000 families who applied. Rebecca Balin, executive director of New Yorkers United for Child Care, says many of the seats available citywide are not close to where the families who need them live.
And some New Yorkers who wanted a seat got a seat, but it's 40 minutes or more away from their home, which is just not accessible. City
Hall released a statement to Fox 5 saying in part the mayor was clear. Every child who wants a seat will have access to a seat, and he will keep his word. NYCPS, New York City Public Schools, is sending an updated letter that will make perfectly clear that there are approximately 9,000 seats still open for 3K. Balin believes budget cuts from both the Adams and de Blasio administrations are also contributing to the parents' frustrations.
He has made about $400 million in cuts. So that has led to lack of seats. That has led to the elimination of outreach teams to make sure that people know about pre-K and 3K.
Manna right now considering other child care options as she waits.
I work up in the Bronx, so I have a pretty decent commute myself. I don't want my daughter to be subject to 45 or hour commute. That's just too much. So we're looking into private options. And hopefully, we'll do better in 4K.
City Hall adds they will work with waitlisted families to keep their promise that every child needing free 3K will in fact get it. Reporting from the Bronx, Antoine Lewis, Fox 5 News.
The Department of Transportation hosting an event on the Lower East Side yesterday showcasing the innovative outdoor dining kits and installations for both sidewalk and street side sheds. Businesses and restaurants could also sign up for the necessary permits as time is running out for them to get their new outdoor dining shed designs approved. Well, it's no secret we New Yorkers love our pizza, and while we can't agree on who serves up our favorite slice, there's one thing we can all agree on. It's hard to throw out those pizza boxes when you're all done, especially in trash cans in Central Park. That's until now. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley has a new solution to this only in New York pizza box problem.
Try throwing a pizza box away in a regular garbage can in Central Park or anywhere else, and you can immediately see the problem. It simply doesn't fit.
If I did have pizza, I would like a place to discard it that fits it well.
The nonprofit Central Park Conservancy, which maintains Central Park, is testing out a possible solution: a pizza box recycling bin. The recycling trash container is specially designed to hold up to 50 regular-sized pizza boxes. Some New Yorkers are already giving it rave reviews.
I think it's a really good idea. I think that the pizza boxes take up, they pile up next to the garbage, and people can't throw things away. So I think it's smart.
And we've been to the park with pizzas before, not known where to throw the pizza box out. So this is a convenient solution.
The new pizza trash bin is located in one of the busiest areas of Central Park, near the Great Lawn. On any given weekend, the Conservancy staff can pick up as many as 100 empty pizza boxes. They hope the new bin reduces litter and rats.
It might still attract rats, I'm thinking, New York rats are pretty tough.
The Central Park Conservancy is a nonprofit, and this is their pilot program. It just started. They plan to let it go through Labor Day, get feedback from New Yorkers, and if it works, expand it further.
I think it's a generally good idea. We'll see how it works, but the park's supposed to be clean. It's meant to be clean,
This is just one initiative that the Conservancy is working on to reduce waste in Central Park and make it that much more beautiful for visitors.
I think recycling is great. Yeah, it's helping keeping the earth clean.
In Central Park, Sharon Crowley, Fox 5 News.
Does it get more New York than that? Well, despite being surrounded by millions of people, many New Yorkers say they're feeling lonely. One company has introduced the world's first friendship corner. It's in the West Village, and the purpose is to turn strangers into friends.
Well, we decided to make a spot in the middle of the city where people can come, have conversation with conversation cards, and get out that awkwardness that happens when you don't know how to chat with the person behind you in the coffee line.
The company behind the Friendship Corner says they're on a mission to create 1 million friendships. And that does it for us this morning. I'm Lisette Nunez. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.